another episode of Business Inspired GY, and today we are at the Women in Business Expo, and we will be speaking with its coordinator and founder, Miss Sonia Noel. Now, I know that Sonia Noel is a household name in Guyana. She is a designer, she is a best-selling author, she's a mother, and also she's a motivational speaker. So if I may call you Sonia.
That is fine.
Now, what inspired you to actually put this exposition together?
Well, actually, the thought came to me seriously in 2015 and was executed in 2016. The genesis of that is I thought about small business people like myself, the challenges and the struggles, and you don't have that budget for advertising, you know. So we have to find creative ways to build our clientele, and so I thought about what can I do to have something that not just benefit me, but benefit others. And I thought about March Women's Month. And I said, oh yes, bravely, I'm going to have an expo. So I have a very small team. They look at me and said, okay, yes, expo costs money. Where are you getting it from? And I was like, don't worry about the money. It's the thought that really matters.
Yeah.
And it just shows you how powerful a thought can be. I said, okay, the first thing, let me look at the venue. Pegasus. I said, okay, going high too. I said, yes. So I called Mr. Badal and I said, Mr. Badal, I would love to have the Pegasus. He said, what's the problem? I said, but I want to have it free. Because I didn't want them to pay and stuff, right? So, and the city rest is history, but that is where it came from because I seriously wanted to contribute to lives and livelihoods. And it is still doing that because we had people like Natasha Davids, Lisa, Melba, all of them, they came with one product and they have over 20 in supermarkets and all of that. So when you see and experience the success story, you just keep going no matter what, you just get it done. And so Expo has really enhanced the lives of many people. And not from Georgetown, we have people from outlying areas like Berbice and Linden and so on, yes.
How have you been able to pull them together? I know that it is expensive for persons to travel from out of town for Expo. How have you been able
But you see, everybody got it also. You have to know that it's your investment, right? So you know that when you come there, you're going to be seen and you're going to be heard. You're going to get sales, you're going to get clients. So, and that's the thing about Expo. Like Marissa Sindar, I remember the first day she came, she is the first person I see with all these wonderful balloons. So we called her the balloon girl. She said from that year, she didn't have to advertise. People just that card, a birthday, a this and that. So she said, imagine from being on that expo, it just propelled my business. So here you find people from different, and they actually got into even spaces because of being here. So you find that the networking, they actually do collaborative businesses also. Some of them never knew each other. And that's one of the culture that we are cultivating here. It's a sisterhood. I mean, you guys are in business, you're not competing. You complete each other because you collaborate. And that's what I'm loving them. Okay, somebody come late, they fix that, somebody come late. Like this morning, the prices on something, somebody wanted something, the vendor wasn't here, we sold it. So that is the culture that we are cultivating here, to really look out for each other and see how best we can collaborate, that we go further faster.
When you look at what you have been able to achieve over this 6 years with this expo, how does that make you feel?
I used 2 words a few days ago, and I said these are my 2 words, grace and gratitude. Because of God's grace, right? I am here today, and it's a great feeling to know that I have had some little part to play, just being used as a vessel to contribute to lives. And it's with really, when I look at the gratitude that is expressed, just sometimes it just takes one person to believe in some crazy idea that you have. And I am very fortunate to have more than one. People like, I mentioned Pegasus and Mr. Badal. Stanley Ming is also one of those persons. Richard Young, Rudy Saul, Niels from Impressions. And you notice I've called all men names, right? And as we just celebrated Women's History Month. And one of the things that I spoke about during that month, of course, I'm celebrating women. But one of the things I spoke about is the men behind the scenes that are pushing us women also, right? So we can't just leave that out. And sometimes I stand right here and I just take a panoramic view of the women, and I'm so proud of them. And it's a priceless feeling of knowing that you have contributed, like Mother Teresa said, if you live this life without contributing to one person's life, you would have lived a wasted life. And I know my life is not wasted.
Now, if we can talk about what are some of the things we have here on display, and we will start with your latest pieces. You have said that you have started a I Am collection.
Yes.
What is the inspiration behind that?
I'm celebrating 25 years in fashion. And it's something that I've thought about for a while. And the next thing again, the thoughts. I'm so blessed with that mindset that tell me that I can instead of can't. And I thought about how affirmations has played such an important part in my life over the years. I mean, there were times when I struggled with my confidence in my younger years, and that's why I have a program called Confident Becomes You. It's actually online now, and I'm on a mission for as much women as possible to experience what it is like to be a confident person, because that has really helped me on my journey. And I thought about I am, and those 3 dots behind the I am, that can be anything you want you to be. That can, while you're giving the world the best version of you, what is the best version of me might not be the best version of you.
Exactly.
And that's why we all are so unique. Even to the bar that you're seeing there with those bar stools, they are different. Every stool is different. And the logic behind that is for us to be reminded that we're uniquely made. And it's okay to celebrate the differences, right? So if you look at that center table there, the legs are I am, you know? And it's where your style for life meets your way of life, right? That's the tagline. And the cushions, you line there, and just like my pieces are very versatile, I'm known for the versatility in my clothing. This collection here, very versatile. You find one piece, sometimes have 3. A plant stand can turn into something you're going to picnic on, and you know, it's just, my imagination goes really wild. And I'm doing like some abstract art, like this table here, abstract art. I am is in the middle right there. And this can be flipped and you get a different artwork.
Okay.
Right? So I'm really excited about it because of what the reaction I'm seeing from people. I'm very excited. I feel so blessed. And the other exhibits here today, we have from, I am really intrigued by tiny houses, right?
Yes.
So we have one of the exhibitors, she's an attorney, but she also does container homes and so on. I'm so interested in the way they use that space. And it's like, I have no desire to be in a very big house. I'm not knocking anyone who like big houses, but not me. I just like to be in that space where I can, you know, feel cozy. And those tiny houses, I go and Google them, and I'm like, oh, geez, I just absolutely. So when she came, that's one of the exhibitors. We have some real estate. We have people that are looking at healthy stuff. We have educational institutions, of course, agro-processing. We have people with plants, spas, beauty parlors. We have people with artwork, decor, as you can see the decor at the back there. And it made me want to actually go get married, because by August, they're giving whoever's marrying before August, 3 persons will get the decor free. Wow. And I love it. So I was like thinking and saying yes to somebody that asked me sometime in the past, right? But I didn't bother to do that. And, you know, like when I look, we had wine, the sour wine. The first day she came from Linden, that sour wine, before the end of the day, it was gone. She went back to Linden and get some more. Next day again, people were coming so early. And it was gone again, you know, and it was like, she's like, oh my God, I didn't even expect this response. Like a young lady from Linden that was doubting herself. She has this earring with these tassels, and she was doubting herself. All of her earrings are sold, and she was so emotional. She had to go in the washroom and compose herself, how emotional she was. But it's a friend of hers that encouraged her and said, you can do this. And then she called me and said, encourage this young lady, because she has a bit of a confidence problem. So I'm so happy that she had a friend who saw it in her and then put her on to me. You know, so these are things, it's character building. It's not just the women being here at the expo. It's behind the scenes, the training that we do with these women.
Now, you talk about training. Explain to us, what are some of the aspects you focus on in your training programs?
When the first year I thought about it, when I thought about the program, I said, but I I know some of them are shy, so it's unfair to just put them out there with a card and a product, you know. So behind the scenes, the first time they probably thought I was a mad woman. I said, tell your husband, boyfriend, everybody, your Saturdays are mine until Expo. So I called all the people that I knew in terms of marketing and branding, some of the areas I can handle. And I said, I need your expertise and I need it free also, because these women you need to impart. And none of my friends said no. So we met every Saturday and different training, how to dress, how to present, how to whatever. And that, so a husband called me one day and said thanks. I said, thanks to what? He said, I'm not just saying thanks my wife was in that expo, but I'm thanking for what was deposited inside of her. Because of that, my family's better, you know? So it is like the personal development. We have many resources in this country, but the human resource is the most valuable. And that's why I am so passionate about building that, about imparting, about making that the best version.
Since you would have started this training program, how many women have you been able to reach?
I lost count. And the training programs that I do as Sonia Noel programs, like developing the best you and all of those are different from the training Expo. Expo, we have specific stuff, getting them ready for the Expo. You don't have to be in Expo to be part of my training program, right? You don't have to be part of the Expo. And so like even the virtual writers retreat, I started that in the pandemic. Yeah, we're in our second year, myself, Claudia Vidal and Richard Young. I'm working on my 11th book right now. The cover is going to be out very shortly. And I thought about every life having a story, and every story is significant. So that's another mission, encouraging people to tell their stories. And what a retreat does, and have people like, but part of business, that it makes you to tell your business story even better. So it's not just your personal story. So it helps you to craft that compelling story. It helps you with techniques, how can you be more compelling in your sales and all of that. So it's a number of things, and it's not people from just from Guyana. There are people from different parts of the Caribbean, Africa, and different parts of the world that are part of that, because it's virtual.
On your books, you would have written men and women across borders. How impactful have those books been?
From the reports, very. And I'm glad you raised that point, because I know I'm known for doing a lot of work with women. And at my 50th birthday, one of the things I wanted to do was to have the 50 entrepreneurs. Most of them I actually didn't know. I said, when I thought about it, I said, how do I celebrate my 50th? I had a lot of programs on because of the pandemic. It was kind of restricted. But one of the things I was intentional about is having the Expo 50, where we feature 50 young entrepreneurs, startup, male and female, without them having to pay any money. So I called Giftland and said, I need a gift. Can you give me some space free so that we can do this? Again, I'm bold. I wasn't always this bold. And I got the space. I wrote on Facebook, who's interested? 155, just to get 50 from, right? So it was quite a task getting that. But I must tell you, some of them are actually here today. Some of them are here today. That Expo 50, just launched some people into a different realm. And that, for me, that's quite memorable for my 50th, knowing that on this journey of entrepreneurship, I have added some value to some lives.
You 25 years in fashion. How do you believe this industry has changed over the years?
Oh, certainly has, from the time I started. Because when I started my journey, they really had shows like Guyana Fashion Week and stuff to be on. And that was one of the reasons I started Guyana Fashion Week. Because it's like, I mean, it's hard for you as a young designer to plan a fashion show, pay for stuff, get models, or who's going to sponsor stuff? So that's why I started that, and I am very proud when I look around today. Most of the designers that you see around actually would have been on that stage, would have passed through the Guyana Fashion Week. We plan to come back at some point, Guyana Fashion Week. I know we took a sabbatical, but ever since we started that, we had so many people in the woodworks that never thought that it was possible to have a career in fashion that came forward. Because it wasn't just the Guyana Fashion Week. We started a designers portfolio where we nurture young designers. And I can remember a very senior designer telling me, why are you grooming competition for yourself? This is beyond me. This is beyond anyone. Because you're talking about an industry, you're talking about your contribution to your country. So you can't be thinking about having an insular mindset. You have to think beyond, because I mean, no man is an island. One is too small of a number to achieve greatness. It takes all of us, all of us.
When you look at some of the designs that you're seeing that designers are putting out, how does that make you?
Oh, we are not short of talent in Guyana. What we're short of is the resources to take it to the next level. The talent is a given here. But one of the things, though, I always, when I interact with young, not even designer, young creatives, because we have creative people all over the world. But talent alone is not good enough. It's the attitude that takes you there with the talent, right? So you have to think about ways to, could you set yourself apart? How can you be unique? How can you stay ahead? So it's a strategic thinking that you have to think, not only that I'm talented and I'm just going to go there. You have to think about ways of getting you there through with the talent. But I've seen some amazing work from some young designers.
Well, Ms. Noel, thank you very much for speaking with us. And I hope that, this is a discussion we can continue.
I would love to, because I'm just chatting and it's like just flowing. It's like the camera's not even there.
All right, thanks again for speaking with us.